for Mr. President to give him a pardon and release Nnamdi Kanu to us. I raise my case.
Okay, thank you, Karen.
I want to speak, Mr. Speaker, on Nigeria as a sovereign nation. The news of the capture of this and summary execution of Brigadier General M. Uba by Aswad really broke my mind. Back to where we stopped. If terrorism can move freely, terrorists can move freely like this, what is sovereign about Nigeria? Some people were shouting Nigeria is a sovereign nation. We don't need America. We don't need anyone. But Nigeria went to Congo. Nigeria went to Liberia through ECOMOG to help them out. We need help this time. Even if it's coming from Mali, from Chad, from Burkina Faso, we need help. Our children are being molested in the north. Our girls are being molested in the north. We were refugees during Nigerian Biafran War. As a child, I know how my parents suffered to keep me alive for that 3 years. But let us tell ourselves the truth. What kind of sovereignty allows terrorists to capture and kill a whole general like a common criminal? Because if terrorists can cross our borders at will, enter our villages at will, ambush military convoys at will, take entire towns at will, and now capture a brigadier general, then what exactly are we protecting with this so-called sovereignty? Is this sovereignty when terrorists are the ones controlling forests, highways, and communities? Is this sovereignty when commanders are killed and everyone stays silent and our children out of school? We opposed the US when they wanted to help Nigeria destroy terrorists. We shouted, don't interfere, don't touch our sovereignty. But what is left is to protect when terrorists already operate like a government inside a government, a country that cannot secure its land is not sovereign, it is vulnerable. This is a personal opinion. A country where terrorists can humiliate military is not sovereign. It is under siege. A country that refuses international help while soldiers die is not sovereign. It is stubborn to its own destruction. If a general can fall like this, then all of us are naked. This is not time for pride. Take entire towns at will and now capture a brigadier general. Then what exactly are we protecting with this so-called sovereignty? This is not a time for pride. This is not a time for ego. This is time to ask, what is sovereignty? What? If it cannot save a single life of a Nigerian. Truly, a country of particular concern. As an opposition, I'm standing here to say that Mr. President, I've observed over time since '99, he's a very courageous person. That's why in '99 in Lagos, I voted for him to be a governor. And I also saw his courage when, a minute after being sworn in, he removed the oil subsidy. Though timing was wrong, I saw his courage when he brought off 4 tax bill here, we passed. We saw his courage. And also I want to encourage him to extend that his courage. Today, our brother has been jailed for life, and the judge who jailed him saw before him what you are distracting me. The judge who jailed him, or Motosho, saw things before him that made him to jail him for life. Good enough. But Mr. President has the greatest opportunity now. I'm not a lawyer, but I'm a lawmaker. I'm not a lawmaker. I'm not a judge. I'm a lawmaker. What I am saying today, that Mr. President
Leader, please.
Mr. President today has the greatest opportunity as a very courageous person, that today I know that
point of order.
The counsels to Mazi Kalu Nwankwo has not gone for appeal. We are not appealing today. We are demanding today that within the ambits of law of these 60, 90 days, he has not gone to court. For Mr. President to give him a pardon and release Nnamdi Kanu to us. I raise my case.
Okay, thank you, Karen.
My name is Honorable Mohammed Bello El Rufai. I represent the excellent people of Kaduna North. I'm from Kaduna State. Mr. Speaker, I'll try and be as quick as possible. It was a long day and I came late because I was unwell. Let's do this quickly. Short term, the President has rolled out a clear plan that we commend. A lot of my colleagues have rightly spoken about this and I agree. But our problem is not announcing plans. It's executing them with clear timelines. This Parliament must insist upon those timelines based on the President's recommendations. One thing I would like to add, Mr. Speaker, in addition to the recruitment, is the need for us to increase immediately the basic salaries and the welfares of police officers and soldiers, and we must find the money to do that. At present, Nigeria, put it this way, one police officer manages 600 Nigerians. The UN recommends that ratio should be 1 to 400. We are understaffed. The President has tackled that. That's one point in terms of the short-term solution. And I think, sir, you leadership and committee chairman like Honorable Jimmy Benson should keep an eye on this execution. We can't just make announcements. Let's say by February we're about to see XYZ. That will help. In the medium term, sir, there was a conviction recently of a terrorist, Boko Haram. I believe his name is Husseini Ismail. He was convicted for 20 years by a high court. He was a Boko Haram terrorist. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was convicted, I think last week, and his own conviction said life sentence. I don't understand why one terrorist is getting 20 years and the other is getting a life sentence if you're saying that. I think Pastor made a good point. There's this idea that justice is served differently, and it affects the problem. Mr. Speaker, I'll conclude by saying this. I've been an advocate of state police. I've sought the wisdom of more experienced members like Honorable Sada Soli, Honorable Adodogwa, even yourself and the Speaker. I think the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting different results. Somebody said that earlier. We cannot be sitting in Abuja and expecting operations to be efficient in Benue. We have to go back to communal policing. You that are older than us always tell us there was a time when if a guest comes to a community, everybody knows him. We have to get the traditional leaders involved and go back to state policing. This Parliament, under your leadership, and I know the excellent work you're doing in the Constitutional Review Committee, is looking at that. Sir, no time for election talk now. We have to tell the public a timeline to roll this out. The fear that governors will abuse it always shocks me because they already have all that power. I'll finally end by putting myself in trouble as usual. The North has an issue. My honorable sister mentioned why we've become a breeding ground for such things. This is why. We are not sending our children to school. Of late, you have bandits on TikTok holding monies The younger people, younger than myself, that have no employment and no skill because we've neglected them, is a failure on all our parts over the years. Mr. Speaker, these young people go on TikTok and see a criminal holding minted cash. He's suddenly exciting. You want to emulate him. Mr. Speaker, we can do whatever we want to do in terms of FDI, IGR, investments, but we are failing in our primary duty, which is to protect the people we serve. We must increase the welfare of police officers. Recruitment should not be by allocation, sir. Each state should provide the exact amount of numbers. It should be digitized. We should look for young Nigerians that want to join the army to serve, not because it's a job that's seen as something else. I'm sorry if I spoke too friendly, Mr. Speaker. We are relying on you and the members of the Constitutional Review Committee to not only follow up with the President's excellent announcement, but to finally roll out state police in this country. I hope I made my point, and I really appreciate the session today. And once again, sorry I came late. Thank you so much.
30 seconds more. You still have another 30 seconds.
Oh, I thought I didn't have time, Mr. Speaker. Fine, with the 30 seconds, let me... Sir? What? No, sir. I think the reason why I spoke like that, Mr. Speaker, is the passion is enough. You said something that I appreciated, and Honorable Benson said something earlier, and I was at fault. Guy and I we were joking about something, and then you said this is not a funny matter. It's not. I also would like to implore all of us here. This is not a time for weddings, for events, as you rightly said, for dinners or public. You know, we should show that.
Time up, Honorable Rufai. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. It's a pleasure.
In Sunday Igbo's house, the advocate for the Yoruba's freedom, when the DSS people invaded his house, some people were killed. I think 2 people. And last week, judgment was given himself 20 billion. See why 20 billion? Where he was arrested, he was released there. Now Nnamdi was arrested and brought to Nigeria. And before he ran away, do you know how many people that were killed in his house? So if 2 people were killed and 20 billion should be paid to Sunday Igbo's family, how much do you think should be paid? So Nnamdi, you can say we should stop calling his name. He's one of my children. I should be calling his name. What crime did he commit that nobody has ever not committed? A country where the residents are running away. Doctors are rushing down to Saudi Arabia. Our great inventors are running away because things are not well. Look at the speed at which dollar and pounds are rising. Before you know it, $1 will be 1,000 naira. If we are not careful, please, after this, what I said, I may not remember. Because I'm just a messenger. As I said, if Nnamdi is being held, I say now we're happy. Mana keji ihe na kanjo. Ojiji eji ekezi uru obara. And I pray for justice. In Sunday Igbo's house, the advocate for the Yoruba's freedom, when the DSS people invaded his house, some people were killed. I think 2 people. And last week, judgment was given himself 20 billion. See why 20 billion? Where he was arrested, he was released there. Now Nnamdi was arrested and brought to Nigeria. And before he ran away, do you know how many people that were killed in his house? So if 2 people were killed and 20 billion should be paid to Sunday Igbo's family, how much do you think should be paid? So Nnamdi, you can say we should stop calling his name. He's one of my children. I should be calling his name. What crime did he commit that nobody has ever not committed? I'm not making him a saint either. But I'm saying, with fairness, with equity, the man is crying over the evil in this country. Nigeria is one of the best countries in the whole world. There's no need for these sufferings. We have the best land for agriculture in the whole world. We have the best waters. We have the best ingenious brains in the world. Courageous youths who can do anything to become rich. Look for them in Nigeria. Why can't they be transmutated, transformed, and transfigured into profitable purposes? engage them significantly and meaningfully, and you are busy looking for those to kill. How many are you going to kill? There are thousands who are more tough than Nnamdi Kanu. In Yoruba land, in Hausa land, in Igbo land, Nnamdi is just a spokesperson. He has never touched an ant. So what is he doing there? You think he have arrested who? Even when he has announced the sit at home should stop, people should begin to go for businesses on Monday. Better now go out. Even government houses are locked up on Monday. Okay? But then Nnamdi is still there, asking that everybody should go out on Monday to school, to businesses. So Nnamdi Kanu is not a problem. So Igbo leaders should rise up. Come together and go for your brother. Go for our brother. Go for our son. Look for where he is. Nnamdi Kanu is a gift to Nigeria. We can't lose him like that. Such an ingenious brain, such a courageous brain cannot be wasted. If the roads are working fine, will you say there's no road? If our youth are well employed, will you say they're not employed? If farmers are not being killed in the farm, will you begin to agitate? How can you be listening? You call for, how about Mama Ngozi? Oh, she has been killed with the husband in the farm, with the two of their children. And if you know them, you will be happy, okay? I cover myself with the blood of Jesus because I know that these few things I've said now will mean many things for many people.
Holy, 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 Nnamdi Kanu is alive.